Ready to have some fun? Let's do it.
Be honest, I'm a nature freak.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. All kinds of happy little things going on. And if it doesn't make you happy, you're doing the wrong thing.
Why do you say the summer was terrible?
Usually I enjoy summer and it's like fun, but this summer was just like miserable.
With what?
Well, I had COVID.
I feel like it was a way of answering the question with the same thing. The same
I had
way.
COVID.
We had to re-ask the same question from your answer.
I had COVID. I cut my hand open. I couldn't go see Niall Horan in concert because I had COVID.
Yeah. Crushed it at softball.
Yeah, I literally couldn't play softball
No.
because I was taken out basically the entire season.
Yeah.
Let's see what I usually I have time to like enjoy summer. I just didn't. I've been kind of grind nonstop.
You know, something I was thinking about here recently, just reflecting and chewing, was the concept of community. Like we use like these terms. What?
I just have a giggle fit.
No, it's all right. I sniff the mic a lot when people talk, and so it's all right. You do your giggle fit.
I've been down here all day. I'm a little delirious.
But like people,
but anyways, communities, yeah.
People use. Anyway,
I've never heard giggles fit.
I've never well, you did a giggle fit. And I've never seen someone like frantically scratch their eyebrow like you just did either. That was
I'm just trying to like get my brain.
Settle down.
Yeah. Just trying to chill
I've been down here all day, but I feel like people use a lot of terms like community or like fellowship and things like that, and I don't think we really process what that is. But you're exactly right. I think the connections, or I guess if you would just say that inside the realm of community I think that's a blessing. Mm-hmm. I think it really is a blessing, being able to do life with your community.
Yeah,
is a blessing.
Yeah, the real Acts 2, sharing everything with each other. It's basically socialism.
Well, I didn't.
Basically socialism.
I'm not advocating for Karl Marx over here, but
no. But one thing I've noticed about you, Nathan, is that you call
that evil over me.
that you call the people who basically like your family and like your really close friends, you always call them like my community. Mm-hmm. And I've never heard someone like reference like the people they're close to as like my community. Mm-hmm. And that's something I just think is cool that is part of your vocabulary.
Yeah.
That I really need to make a part of mine.
Yeah. Well, it is really, I don't know. It is really important to me. I think like, I don't know what the heck I would do without my family and stuff like that. So yeah, I think my family does live like that. And I'm so grateful how I was raised, because we're all very like intentionally present with each other and like everything. So yeah, I'm grateful to I do think like that, which is it's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This has nothing to do with community.
Okay, cool.
But this is just a thought I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I was listening to one of our most recent podcasts, and I didn't realize how many times I say the word like. I don't.
Bro.
Me too.
You say that too.
I've noticed.
Do you watch the podcast and like the past podcast and like pick apart things that you say or do? Mm-hmm. I feel like you're ready. Your batter's up. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I watched the very first one we did. I listened to it, and yeah, I said like so many times, and I from that point forward was like, I'm doing it right now, but I told myself, you can no longer say like that many times. So this whole podcast, we should keep a count of how many times each of us say like.
All right, I'll do that. I'll do that in the edit.
This is going to absolutely crush you. The other thing I do, I've recognized it, is after everything, every point I make, I'll say anyway. I'll literally hit that.
You do that a lot.
And it's so awkward because it's like that's my way of like saying I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, you're like I'm done here.
Anyway,
it's like a verbal like period basically.
Yeah,
right?
it's exactly
like,
what it is. It's rough. Yeah, it's not good.
Is that like a weird like nervous tick you think you do? Like
apparently,
yeah, I guess so.
When you're just wanting it to like be over and deflect or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, when we were talking about the crackheads and stuff, I hit it multiple times because I was saying to myself, we need to change this subject.
Yeah. I think I do that. I'll say like, I don't know. I think I'll be like, oh well, cigar was founded in 1955, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Which I'm realizing, like every time I end something with I don't know, it like destroys any point you were trying to make.
Oh yeah,
because it truly is saying like, yeah, I just made this point, but I don't know if it's even right.
Yeah.
And I don't know why subconsciously I just do that.
Oh yeah,
I just riff into that every time. Oh, but take it or leave it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I do the same thing, giving like a professional presentation, just at the end, like, I don't know, anyway. Whatever.
Destroys any professionalism you're trying to have.
Yeah, it's absolutely gone.
Yeah.
Completely gone.
End of a sermon.
So
anyway, see ya.
Yeah, take it or leave it.
I don't know if it's true, but
you're dismissed.
Yeah.
So any moral or personal failures that you have that you want to share with us, Josie?
I mean, I edit them, so I see it all like multiple times through and through. I'm just desensitized to like anything like with me on video, and I used to do YouTube videos like in high school and stuff and get bullied for them. So honestly, I'm over like the whole like looking at my videos and feeling bad about it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, I'm there. That's me.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Fair enough. I hate hearing my own voice, like playing it back and hearing it.
You hate it?
I hate it. It's the worst. I
hate hearing my announcements. Like when we used to do announcements videos, I would hate hearing my own announcements like when I'm in the room. I hate that. But other videos, I don't care.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know why announcements, but
Yeah, I get that.
Do you have a hard time hearing your voice? Like, since you're, every time I say like, I'm recognizing it right now.
No, just let it go.
Do you?
I don't know.
I'm trying to be so formal. You sing now, or you do sing. So does it bother you to hear your own voice, like
like in recordings or live stream? Like when you listen back?
I probably shouldn't have even brought that stuff up. I'm realizing now by broadcasting all of our insecurities.
It's fine.
Sometimes it's okay to say like, just not every other second.
By broadcasting all that, now we're just going to be completely thinking about it the entire time.
Yeah.
You know what? Let it go. Don't keep a counter of the
Okay.
like. It'll
Counter's
be all right.
over.
Yeah, counter's over. Gone.
Do it, please. Still do it.
Okay, but email it to Nathan. I don't want to know. It'll destroy me. But no, I think it bothers me.
Yeah.
Like I try to not. Yeah, I saw it. We both saw it. Yeah. We both saw the sniff.
It's little, just like it's over, Nathan. We're done.
It's a slippery slope, Nathan. Once you start sniffing your mic, it's all downhill.
I actually just did it to comb my mustache.
You know how they say like when someone yawns, someone else just like randomly. It, like
Automatic.
I
That had to have been it. Yeah.
Gotta get it in.
I gotta get the sniff
Gotta get it
in.
in.
Once
There we go. There we go.
But no, I try to not watch myself on video or like hear my audio. Like you were saying, it bothers you hearing your own vocal. I think I never want to be a place like when we're doing this, which is why it's probably a bad idea to bring up some of the things that like we're insecure about or whatever. But just saying
It happens.
I try to not. I don't ever want to be in a place where we're like doing something where other people are going to see it, and then I'm in my head about it while we're doing it, because then it ruins the entire moment for me. Whether we're doing music or doing like a podcast or like talking in front of people, it ruins it for me. Are you guys? I assume you're the same way, or what?
Oh yeah. I can't think about stuff like that at all.
Yeah, it's too much pressure to think about it while you're doing it, and then try to be your authentic self.
Right.
It's impossible to me.
Yeah.
But
Your authentic self. Yeah.
yeah, what a interesting thing that is. I feel like that is the goal for everybody, but the more people you talk to, it's just like, what does that even mean? Because I feel like we were just talking about with fellowship or like community. What does authentic mean? What does your authentic self mean?
Do you think that do you guys think that you're at a place where you have to act differently around certain people anymore? Or are you just naturally yourself now? You know what I mean? Because like sometimes around certain groups of people, you feel like you have to act a certain way or you behave a certain way around people differently. Do you feel like you do that at all anymore? Because I've used to do that a lot. I feel like when I was younger, but I don't know how much you know what I'm saying? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I feel like just depending on who I'm around brings out different sides of me. Like I feel like some of my like friends or people I'm around like help me be more extroverted in a way. Like a lot of my close friends, I'm more extroverted around. But like in general, I'm like an introvert. And I don't think that's me being like not myself around other people, but I think it's just like I'm so okay with being myself around them that like I'm not, all my introverted tendencies kind of just go away a little bit. But I don't know. I think I'm at the point where I just like don't care what people think anymore.
Nice.
Because there's just like so much, like comparison really is a thief of joy. And like with social media, it's just so easy to like compare and want to be other people, but like no one likes you when you try to be other people. You see it all the time online, like well, maybe you guys don't, but like there's all this drama right now on like TikTok with these like girls, because one girl's basically trying to be the other girl. She's like dating the same guy, she's doing the same stuff.
She's dating the same guy?
Well, she did date the same guy. She liked The Leftovers. And so
oh my god.
That's what online's saying. Online's saying that. But she's like copying this girl. She's copying this girl. She like got the same haircut. Like she's just trying to be this other girl so bad.
Yeah.
And it's like no one likes her. Everyone's making fun of her. Yeah. And it's like at that point you just need to be yourself. Be yourself, and then like what, people hate you for being yourself. Okay. They can go kick rocks. It doesn't affect you, you know?
Exactly.
I just don't know why we can't watch a good old-fashioned video online anymore of someone like having a horrible industrial factory incident. We all...
I sent Caleb this video last night. I sent Caleb this video last night of this lady.
What was it about?
Let me get there. She was like working, I don't know, in some sort of like, in some factory where they're like flattening metal sheets out, it looked like.
Okay.
And she was in front of this like press, like she was adjusting stuff, and she reached over to like adjust the sheets, and it like came down on her arm, and her arm full blown looked like it was paper afterwards.
I was on in 2018. I was walking down the street of Paris, France, and I saw someone make a street crepe on the side of side of the road on a skillet. And have you ever seen a crepe in your life?
Yes.
Yep. You know what that looks like. Just a nice. That was. I was instantly brought back to the streets of Paris when I saw that lady's arm after she pulled it out of the press.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the human body could look like that.
Yeah, it was tough. I typically don't think videos like that are funny at all, but just the absurdity of how her arm looked was like, this is crazy. She didn't even react, right? Did you see like her facial? She just was like.
She looked like she was more upset to tell somebody that happened.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you know I pulled that video up in the middle of a meeting with our senior pastor, Chris Bunch?
No way.
I watched that while we're in a meeting, and I watched that lady's arm get crushed like a crepe.
Sorry.
I just had to like suppress the emotions that made me feel.
Had to hold that back
while we're in a conversation.
Just stone face that video.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. So anyway, our 5-point plan this year.
Yeah.
My bad. Oh. Yeah. So your authentic self.
I had to go back to being my authentic self.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It was intense. It was an intense one.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Pretty nutty.
Yeah. Well, Josie just dropped a bomb about your authentic self. How do you feel?
I did drop a bomb?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the
question... In a good way. A bomb of knowledge.
No, yeah. I think the question that you were asking was just like, the way I received it was like...
Something's up with you today, dude.
The question that I received was like, are you comfortable just being yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Like, are you just, I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like the person that says like, the person that's calling everyone else immature is usually the person that's like immature. You know? So it's like the person that's saying like, oh, I'm comfortable with myself. Nothing bothers me. I don't know. Sure. Yeah. Great. Awesome. But I don't know. I think we just do what we can in life, and we get to a certain point where we have to determine, like, are we going to be codependent on what everyone else thinks of us in life? And for me, like, yeah, I mean, we've talked on this podcast multiple times about just like our mindset going from high school to college to adulthood.
Yeah.
And I think, like codependency on what other people think of me was for sure kind of a big deal. I'm sure for a lot of people it is.
Probably majority of people.
Yeah. And I don't know if you ever really grow out of that, but I do think that you start to grow in certain areas. I don't know. Hopefully I'm answering your question. I think like if I had to assess myself today, I think I care what other people think, but I'm trying to care more of what God thinks of me. And I know that is so cliche. That's almost as cliche as like whenever you want to, if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. You know, it's a very cliche thing, but it's true. It's really true. Like I'm actively trying to care more about what God thinks of me than anyone else, and what my impact has for the kingdom, rather than what my impact has in anyone else. In anyone else's popular circles. And so, if that even makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
sure.
person who's 100% their authentic self all the time is Jacob Case. Like
also known as Josie's husband.
Yeah. He's seriously probably the only person who like he seriously does not care what anybody else thinks.
No.
He doesn't, because he very much has the mindset of like, I only care what I think of myself, and then now that he's Christian, he only cares about like what God thinks, and so he's like unashamed in everything he does. Sometimes that's a problem. Sometimes he needs to reel back a little bit, but
like we just did a song on Sunday. Chuck just sang that song "Abandoned," and I know you could apply that to a couple different situations, but like to completely abandon the worry.
Yeah.
Like I get goosebumps right now, and I know you kind of meant it as a joke, but like in some areas, in some ways, that can be sure. It can be like, okay, all right, pull it back a little bit, Jake. But what a blessing that is. Like I look at that as a straight up blessing to be able to be yourself. Do you know how many people are just scared to even talk in front of people? They don't know how to put words in a sentence, you know? That sounds like I'm taking shots, and I'm not. But
I agree with you.
But how fortunate it is that you can live life that way, you know?
Yeah. And to just think about, I don't know, like the thing that I'm thinking about right now is not feeling any sort of like guilt or shame. Like to be so authentically yourself in life that you don't carry yourself with any sort of like guilt for like slip ups or accidents or anything like that. Just to be so like, unashamed of who you are, like in what you're talking about and what God thinks about you. I don't know. It's just like a good understanding of grace, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think so. Like, are you saying just like how you, when you really start to apply grace to yourself in your own life, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I think it can be so easy as Christians to kind of feel like you have to put on a persona a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you have to act a certain way around certain people, but to be fully confident in Christ's love for you, that you don't have to do that at all. You can actually be completely transparent and clear about who you are as an individual in front of people, because it's like God knows everything that's going on with me, so that's what really matters, so I can be completely unashamed. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I think that's how Jake is, and I think that's the thing I appreciate about him so much, is he carries himself in such a way where it's like he will completely be, he'll talk and act the same way he would if we were having dinner together as he would on like in Sunday morning, like at church. It's like, yes, dude, that's how you're supposed to be.
You know why I think that is a blessing too? I just don't think people like that are unashamed of being themselves or unburdened by what others think. They're like they're not going to be manipulative. Like that doesn't exist. It's not on the radar. I mean, sure it exists, but it's not on the radar.
Yeah.
And that is, it's like there's a pure quality, you know? We're really just lifting Jake up right now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to be like, Jake, you got to listen to this episode, man.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
We're talking about...
Just for you, though.
Yes, Saint Jake Case.
Yeah, Saint Jake. No.
Shout out.
He's not that good, guys.
I've watched him play Call of Duty. All right.
Yeah.
I've heard some of that thing that boy says.
Hear how he talks on Call of
I've heard
Duty.
what he said to 12 and 13-year-olds online.
Yeah. Get wrecked, nerd.
Yeah.
St. Josie case.
Yeah. No, it is interesting though, because that trustworthy piece of that, like someone who is just, I don't know, I guess that's what I was asking at the beginning of this, is just, do you feel comfortable just being yourself, like exactly how you are? Like, do you feel like you have to put on a certain persona in front of people or anything like that? Like, are you comfortable enough with who you are as an individual to be able to just authentically be yourself regardless of like who it is in front of? Because I think that's probably one of the best characteristics of a person, is when you see them around different types of people, like friend groups and family members and stuff, and they're still that person. To me, that's like, that's an awesome character trait of somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah,
because then you're never guessing. Like, I feel like when you know people who are like different around different people, you're always guessing whether or not like what they're saying is truthful. Like, you can't even take what they say as like they mean it. And so, like, I feel like friendships with people like that like never last, and it's just difficult to be around people like that.
I feel like the comparison of not being your authentic self, what you're asking, I feel like the comparison of not being your authentic self is like to lying. It's like when you lie to people and different people, you have to almost keep a mental track record of how you lied, who you lied to, when you lied to them, what did you say.
It multiplies very quickly.
And so it's like, if same thing with being your unauthentic self. It's like, okay, how was I perceived, and what's my persona, what's my vibe with this person compared to that person, and if they're together, how do I navigate that? And it's just too hard to manage, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Food for thought for sure.
Yeah, that's like one thing why like you can't like just like pretend to be a Christian. Like, you can for so long, but then like eventually like your true colors show. Like, I've seen like there's like influencers who like get really famous because like they came to Jesus, and then it comes out like they're actually a terrible person. It's like, well, people can only keep the facade up for so long. And like, I mean, even in my own life, there's been people where it's like I tried to be Jesus to them, basically thought I was like saving them by bringing them to church and stuff, and they act like a Christian for a few months, and then they keep doing the things they were doing beforehand, and it's like their heart wasn't changed. And so like once they got tired of putting on the act, it's like, you know what, I'm not doing this Christian anything anymore because I'm just not into it or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, that was all just a lie and fake. And it's like, well, that sucks. You're not who I thought you were. And it's just not fun to go through that.
How do you, in your guys' experience, how do you know, this is a big question, how do you know when someone is like authentic about their faith? Or if it's like kind of just, because I think it can be really easy. I think about this especially with younger people, is like people can just get so wrapped up in church culture that they're almost like functioning in a church culture sphere, and they're not actually about it at all. Like, it's like just what they know. They're just doing what everyone else does. And I mean, have you experienced that at all?
What,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, like, what does being authentic in your faith look like?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm asking.
You know, because like
235.
Like 245. 46 at this point. But I think, I don't know, like, we're really getting in deep on this one. But I think like 247.
It's just getting crushed by it.
Getting crushed by the weight of
the number,
the tally count. Now that we're all conscious of it, I think arguably Judas would have been considered an authentic Christian. He was a disciple of Jesus, following Jesus. But then arguably you could also say he was not an unauthentic Christian because he betrayed Jesus, right? So I don't know. It's like, what is an I'm not trying to play any game with that. I'm just, I guess, trying to just consider, what does the authenticity of a Christian look like outside of accepting Jesus as your Savior? I'm not trying to make any like pivotal stand, by the way, on anything with that, but that's just where my weird mind goes to. It's like, okay, what does an authentic Christian look like? Because your question is, how do you determine if a Christian's authentic? And my immediate response, if and I'd love to hear what you'd have to say too, Josie. My immediate response, or where my mind goes, is to, okay, are they living out their life through Christian principles, through biblical expectations? That would be my immediate response to, like, okay, are they living out an authentic Christian faith? Are they following Christian principles? And so outside of the acceptance of Jesus as their Savior, and their belief in God.
Yeah.
What would you say to that?
Honestly, I don't even know, because like going to Christian college, like I asked myself all the time, like who's faking this and who's not, or like who's just like this because this is all they've ever known, and like I don't know, it was really hard. I think because I was someone who went through so many drastic like stages of my faith that like I was always just like doubting people, like, man, they're not really like real. Like they're praying and saying all these things all the time, but like they don't mean it. Like they're just doing it. Yeah. And so for me, even to this day, it's like hard to know. Like I almost like roll my eyes at people who like speak really, I don't know, like fluently and well about like Christianity and the Bible, because I don't. And I'm like, well, I feel like I'm authentic like as a Christian, and I try to live out like the Bible, and it's like, but like I don't know, I guess it does come down to like the actions of like how they are actually living their life. But I don't know. I always have to be like, I don't know everything. God does. Not my field to know.
The reason I wouldn't want to immediately say, well, like if they're themselves around every other person, and they're seemingly like, if they're seemingly themselves around different groups, I feel like manipulative people that are borderline sociopathic can do that. People that are talented in lying can live a very unauthentic life and seem like they are being authentic. And so I don't, it's not like I have some golden compass in my heart that knows, oh, this person, is one of those people, one of those people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's where my immediate mind would go to, just living out the word through those principles. What, like, do you have something in your mind that's kind of a response?
I don't know. It's interesting, because I remember when I first went to like a Bible college. So it was interesting. So my relationship with Jesus started with just me and Jesus. Like I didn't hear about Jesus in a church or anything like that. I met Jesus first, and then I started to go to church. And so I almost like went into a church community kind of like carrying a chip on my shoulder a little bit, kind of like what you're talking about when I went to a Christian college. And this is probably wrong on me, but I was like almost doubting everyone's actual, like if they were actually about it or not. Like it was kind of, to me, it was like, these are all, I hate talking like this now, but like at the time I was just thinking like, these are all just church kids who are just doing what their parents told them to do. Like how real is this for any of them or anything? And I got humbled in that process, and I try not to think like that much anymore. But I remember I had coming out of seminary school, like did something to me where it almost like caused me to become a Pharisee in some type of way to where like I would think that any sort of human like character or acting any certain way that people do was like outside of our faith or anything like that. And I was extremely humbled when I started to work at this church, and I won't say this guy's name because this still might be controversial or anything like that, but he had a high role in a church. Like he was pretty high in the church and everything. And dude, he cussed like a bit, like a little bit. And I remember like during my interview with him, he was like he was not in a very inappropriate way, but he would like he would use words that I was like, I didn't know Christians could talk like that. And it almost like caused this thing for me to where I was like, I don't know if I can even work at this church, like, because this guy talks like that. And it wasn't like he wasn't cursing at people or like using his language in a way where it was like belittling people or anything like that, but it just was outside of the way I thought Christians should be able to talk or anything. And over time, it did something for me to where it was like, no, this guy actually loves Jesus probably more than anyone that I've met before, and he carries himself in a way that's so authentic and so true to himself that he can be himself unapologetically and still love Jesus and trust that Jesus is present with him. That's a very small thing, right? Like cussing and whatnot. I don't know if you know how to even navigate that conversation right now, but I just from that point on, it was like Christians aren't perfect, and we shouldn't have to pretend like we are perfect.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you should be able to laugh at videos of people getting their arm crushed and stuff like that.
I guess.
You know, not actually, but you know what I mean?
Well, I certainly do.
If that makes sense. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think just trying to be yourself all the time.
Yeah.
And maintain the relationship. Like you said, you were when you went into school, maintaining the relationship with Jesus and just living that out in life. You're still going to be you. You're still, nobody's perfect. If someone says, "Oh, I've never cussed in my life," well, good on you, but that's hard to believe, and it's not necessarily condoning that at all.
No,
but
right, exactly.
I think what I hear from what you're saying is just like 248 of the like counter. But I think from what I hear you saying is being yourself through the good and the bad, but ultimately trying to point back to Jesus and point back to your connection of faith. And I don't know, nobody's perfect, but I think there are worse ways to live life, in my opinion. Especially trying to live life for yourself rather than live life for Jesus. And I think that is, talking about that golden compass, I think that is a good way to point north every time.
Yeah.
Is that might not be perfect, or it might not be super pretty, but trying to live for Jesus is better than trying to not live for Jesus, regardless of your personality or circumstance.
But also trying to live for Jesus and not trying to hide your imperfections. Because I think that's when it becomes
authentic.
Like when an individual tries to live their life in a way to where they'll try to pretend they have no sort of issues at all. And I think that's when things become a little wonky, because that's when people will present themselves as being perfect, but then it's like, over time, you'll start to see character traits of this person where it's like, oh, you have a lot of kind of crap that you're, and then it really starts to, you wonder what about that person is real and what's not real. So just always carrying yourself in a way where, you're not perfect, and you don't mind that people see that, because
you're just honest.
Yeah.
Like if you carry yourself honestly, I feel like too, it helps the people you're around be that way too, because people are more likely to be themselves and confide in other people when they realize that person they're with is not perfect. And it's like, I'm not perfect, I'm not claiming to be, and then I feel like it allows for the people around them to also be that way. And then I think when you have that, you create a community of where it's like everyone's accepting, everybody's loving, and none of us think anyone's perfect. We all know we've got flaws, but that's fine. We're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have anything in your corner?
I have a game today.
Sweet. It's so heavy this whole time.
Yeah.
So the game that I have today is
It's heavy like that crane that smashed that lady's arm.
Yeah, for real.
you guys will need to help me with this game. So basically I need, but like all of us, we're all going to think of 5 things that either Chris Bunch says, like a Chris Bunch saying, or like one of us say a lot, like a saying. And so
Already got it.
and then like, I don't know if you've seen videos like this, but you'll like basically like type something on your phone, take a screenshot of it, go like that, and then you'll hold it like this, and then but we'll like pass what we write down to the other person so they won't see it, and then you'll try to guess. Does that make sense?
No. I'm lost. Don't make me go first.
Yeah, are we doing it all on your phone? Because I think that's where it's going to get real weird.
No. Our own phones. All you have to do is type 3 things.
Okay.
And it's either Chris or one of us that says a lot. And then we'll pass our phone to the other person.
Yeah,
so
I'm just
that they
curious.
don't know what it is.
So we need to write down 3 things right now.
You write down things,
hold down the 3 things.
Screenshot, and like condense the crop, and then do that for 2 other things too. and then you can just pulp the first one, and then we can slide to the other two.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that, but I'll try my best.
Okay.
We're just passing one at a time.
Well, yeah, we'll do those 3 first, but okay, so are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what Chris says
Bro.
when he has something to share with the staff that he feels is really important.
I need more than that.
It often happens after he prays or has a spiritual retreat.
I don't know if it's from me or God or somewhere in between.
Yep.
Spot on.
All right, Nathan, now swipe it to the next one.
Okay.
How he starts every single video.
Yeah, literally right off the jump.
And you have to say it like he does.
Yep.
Every single Friday video.
Yeah.
Honestly, every video
I don't
ever.
know, it's not hey, right?
Close.
Close.
It's half of it. Yeah,
And you
it's
have to do it
addressing
how
Like hey folks or hey Pete.
Yep, there you
That
go.
was
And he goes,
That was
hey, folks!
Well, hey folks.
Yes, right there.
He has the hands as well.
Yep.
Dude,
All right, last
spot on.
one.
Perfect. Yep. Okay.
Okay. He's only done this a handful of times, but he's done it a lot recently.
Okay.
So,
On Sunday or in videos?
I'm curious what
Or in
that
staff
fourth.
meetings.
in meetings.
I'm curious what that fourth word is.
Okay. All right.
You know what it's supposed to say.
Give me some. So
So-
in staff meetings.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's when he's being real with us and he wants to say a bad word,
Yeah.
but then he ends up not really even saying a bad word.
Yeah. That's so funny.
He literally did it yesterday, which you weren't here for that, but he has done it in the past few weeks.
It's so funny. That's how you spelled that.
I
It
really
looks like
tried.
that's how it should be spelled.
I
though.
really tried.
Yeah.
So he's trying to say
It's a
that.
common saying too that people say before they
but
say a
he
bad
says
word.
it all the time.
But he says
and
it,
then it's not even a bad
and then
word.
it's not even a bad word.
Yeah.
I feel like it's but or something.
that would be in there, but
That
that
has
would be
been
an
part of it.
example. But the thing that he says to preface those things.
So can you give me an example without like saying something close to the word, like an example that would bring this on?
Yeah. So he's talking about. I don't know.
So, like, if he talks about something that went wrong, he'll say,
Oh, it was like a crap show or something, like.
"Yeah,
That
that's
would-
basically
yes,
it."
But he would say something before
Before
that
that.
to preface that.
It's a very common saying, but it's funny
He says
because
it
he
all
would
the
say
time.
crap show,
crap shoot, crap
that
show.
too. We'll count it
Oh,
because
wait. It was a like something show.
kind of. I didn't write that part down. It's before that.
Hold on a
what
second.
he says
Just
before it.
let me
Work it out.
let me try to.
It's whatever
but it-
he says before that.
What? In that.
It's a common phrase.
But it's
too.
a phrase, but it's not like a mock cuss word before that. Right? It's just a phrase.
No, he like says this, and then usually a person would say a cuss word, but he usually says crap
Oh, he
show.
goes, it's a bleeping? Like it's a
No,
bleep.
he does do that too. Just pardon my French. That's what it is.
Pardon my French,
And then
okay.
like he'll say manure or crap show or
Okay.
poop. He doesn't actually say a bad word.
Got you
Or
spelled manure.
But I don't know how to spell manure.
Isn't there a U in there? It's like U-R-E?
I don't know. I do videos. I don't spell.
I think phonetically that's the way you would spell it,
literally.
right?
I just
Because
spelled it out how
manure.
in my brain
Because
says it.
sewer manure.
Yeah,
So,
pretty good.
I tried.
Yeah.
So funny. I love that.
I like the first one how quickly you got it. Because
Oh, yeah.
he
Yeah, it was-
does
it
that.
was
So we're from God.
literally
here.
spot on.
All right, who's next?
Yeah. There could be repeats, but I think
That's
is it.
okay.
So it would be you, right? And I'll give you mine.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
So there's no swiping. We'll just go down the list.
Yep.
So can I take the
Yep,
first one?
you can take the first
All right,
one.
so this would be like an address, and it would typically happen on Sunday morning to a certain group of people. In house.
Okay.
He does it to try to wake people up and get their focus.
To the certain group of people. He's trying to wake up a certain group of people, or he's typically trying to do some sort of call and response to a certain section of the auditorium.
And he says it really funny sometimes.
So, like, are you close?
Does that have to do with the stream?
Nope.
No.
In house, like in
It's
in
in-house.
the auditorium.
I'm gonna need more.
I could give you the cadence without saying the word.
Yeah, please.
da 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 da.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He would go.
I feel like I'm not gonna be good at this.
Do you ever
He would
watch
go.
the
He would go.
TV?
He'd go. Do you hear that? Wake up! Up.
The balcony. People in the balcony.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
just-
balcony people.
Balcony
Yep,
people.
yep,
Balcony
yep.
people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So scroll it. Here, do it.
No, you
you're
can leave
fine.
it. We
You're
can
good.
see them all.
okay.
Yes. So this is something that he would say. He would say this walking into. He ripped this line off me, but he would say this walking into a staff meeting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, wait, never mind.
His greeting.
I would say, like, typically I would say the full version of this, but he.
Peeps. What's up, peeps?
Yeah, but
close.
That's
There's
the
one
second
other
half,
word.
but there's another one.
What up, peeps?
It would be
I've heard that one
like, what
several
you would do at a birthday.
Happy birthday, peeps. No.
No.
Peeps is in there for
Yeah,
sure.
peeps.
Right.
is in there.
But
Okay.
what is a birthday?
A celebration.
Close.
What's another word for
You're not
that?
wrong.
A party. What up, party
Yeah.
peeps?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
party
that is,
peeps.
yeah.
Yep. I can't even. Can you pull?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, so
okay. Yeah, you got this one.
do you want to take this?
No, you got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'll pipe in if you need. Some.
When Chris is wanting to put extra character in his vernacular, and like he takes his cadence and goes in a completely different direction than like the balcony people. Something that he would relate, like if he goes up, he's like, "What's up?" And then like he'll like grab someone's hand.
It's when he's trying to be cool.
What would he say?
Playa.
Close.
That's one of them.
But you know how he holds it out, like play
Yeah.
something, another word that does the same thing.
Oh, bro. What
Close.
the heck?
When he's like trying to
Close.
act
Brother?
cool. Yeah.
But the man.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. That was
Nice.
good.
Very good.
Absolutely
All right.
ridiculous.
You made it through it.
Okay, so this one you'll just scroll. You'll
That
just
way?
yeah.
Well, don't show me.
No, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh yeah. Did I?
Yeah. These are you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So it's formed as a question. Formed as a question, typically happening on like a one-on-one meeting or in staff meetings. This would usually never take place on a Sunday.
Okay.
So Josie, I'm
Question.
explaining something to you, and then after he would tell you what he's wanting from you, he would ask this question.
Sound good?
He would ask this question as a follow-up to make sure that he got his point across to you, and he's wanting to make sure that
Does
you're
that
on the
make
same-
sense?
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Yep.
This is
He would say this like after prayer or.
or before he's about to.
From God or me or somewhere in between.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep. And one more.
This happened a lot during COVID when we were doing solely live stream, and he would address certain places before we would start the message. And there was one specific place that he would address, one county specifically of
Delaware
area.
County?
Close.
J County people. Yeah, what's up, J County people?
Yeah, what would he call those people?
J County crazies.
Yep, there it is.
Yep, all you crazies, J County. Yep.
Love
That was
it,
Good.
dude.
I'm
What a
sweating.
legend. You're
You
sweating.
sweating a little bit?
Hitting out
You are.
like Nathan.
Okay.
Well, that's all I have.
Julep, pop, 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 julep, pop, 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 pop,